Hey everybody. So in one of my previous videos, I said I was hanging out in the Matrix waiting for Todd, and that was incorrect. I'm actually in the construct. So for those of you who are confused, you were all correct. So I'm still here, still waiting. And so I'm going to give you a Phil Spencer story today. The other day, I was hanging out in the vents at Microsoft HQ, as I usually do, when Phil started barking orders at his minions. He said, "Damn it, bring in the Microsoft flight simulator team." And they all came marching in, and Phil looked at them all and he said, "Have you seen this video by the Catman?" And everybody's looking at each other, and they're all terrified. He tried to play Flight Simulator, and he couldn't do it. And everybody just looking back and forth like this. And Phil's looking at them, and he says, "Well?" And everybody's still looking around. And then some dust in the vent got into my nose. This one right here, this nostril on my nose. And I sneezed. I went, Phil looks up at me in the vent, and he sees my beady little eyes looking at him. And he gets mad. And he says, "Who the hell is in my vent?" And he goes, gets his poking stick out from under his desk. He starts poking up at the vent that I'm in. And he gets it loose from the ceiling. And I come falling out, and he sees me. And he says, "Mr. Catman, I should have known." And he says to everybody in the room, "All right, Flight Sim team, this is Mr. Catman. Mr. Catman, you tell them what you said to everybody in your video." And so I told them my gamepad wouldn't work, and they're all just looking at each other like, "Oh, we don't know what to do. We can't fix it. It's been broken since the Flight Simulator got on the console. We have no idea how to fix it." And then Phil said, "Figure out how to fix it, or you're all going to be figuring out how to get a new job." And they'll leave. And then Phil looks at me and says, "Mr. Catman, if I find you in my vent again, I'm going to personally ban you. And you are not going to be allowed to play Starfield. Now you get the hell out of my office." And he poked me right in the eye. And so I left and I got into my Matrix machine, which took me to the construct, and that's how I ended up here. So if anybody's seen Todd, tell him I already got a tongue lashing from Phil. I always call him Pete. He's not Pete, he's Phil. And so I don't need the tongue lashing from Todd. I'm going to get one anyway. And so I'm hiding out here in the construct